Alexa, tell us about Forbidden on Doki.
From Goodreads.com. Forbidden is a unique twist on new adult paranormal romance and supernatural suspense for fans of The Hollows by Kim Harrison, with the humor, heart, and horror of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the magic of the Weird Girls series by Ceci Robson.
I literally know none of that. Besides like Buffy, I really don't know anything about that.
This is the second take.
Yeah. yeah, it is.
Everyone can enjoy that ambient sound because we're already peaking everything.
I know. We can't even say a word without peaking.
Here.
Hello?
Oh, that might have been the wrong way. Hello?
Any better? There we go. Are we going to have to do this for the third time?
No, we're good.
All right. Welcome to the worst produced show on the internet.
Welcome to B-Views, the worst produced show on the internet. We're doing a special episode today.
Yeah, Johnny was like, "Oh, let's do a special." And it's like, "Okay." That sounds fun.
Because special always means more work.
Yeah. It does, but it's fun. It pays off.
Well, special means more work and less quality, usually.
Yeah. Because it's a lot. It's 9 episodes, and it's a lot of stuff.
And right now that means forbidden.
Forbidden!
Promised we were going to bring you the entirety of this series when we started doing Raw.
Yep.
So we're going to do all 9 seasons.
Yep.
We're on season 4, which begins the sequel series, Forbidden.
Yeah.
There are 3 seasons of this, and then 3 seasons of Disturbed.
Correct. Not cheap rent.
Not cheap rent.
Nope.
But next week, we'll bring you cheap rent.
Yep, don't worry. Keep coming around. Please do.
Alright, so if for some reason you started from this one, actually, no, I could see why you might, because it's just called Forbidden. Yeah. Well, if you're starting from here, go watch Raw instead.
Yep, because your first 3...
Because the very first 3 episodes are updates on previous stories, but don't worry, half of that episode is... Actually, no, more than half of that episode is just showing you exactly the same footage from the original episode, and then being like, but wait, we have like 3 minutes of update.
Absolutely.
So do you remember the actual name of that one that I'm calling Cheap Rent?
I always call it Cheap Rent.
Oh, it was...
it was something apartment.
House Hunter or something? House Hunt?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically somebody looking for an apartment.
So we return to that couple looking for an apartment, or for a house.
Yep.
And seeing ghosty things in it.
Yeah.
And the update is that now she was in an accident and got run over by a train and lost her legs, and because of that her husband divorced her.
Yeah. Real nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Oh yeah, and since we are doing one of these series, like Raw and Forbidden series, there's a content warning for suicide.
Right. Trigger warning. Definitely.
Yep. Because that's pretty much all they talk about at this point.
It's pretty evident.
So if you don't want to see really bad...
I mean, everything's blurred out, so you can't see shit.
Everything's mosaiced.
Yeah.
And except for, like... I don't know. We're going to be describing suicide.
Yeah.
So if you don't like that... tune out.
Yep.
And also don't watch this because they show... I mean, it's a show with graphic, violent images, you know?
Right.
A lot of them focus on suicide because it's Japan.
Yeah.
And they're just enamored with the stuff.
I guess so. Yep. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, the lady... we were laughing last night because we started it last night. So we were laughing is that because she lost her legs, those were her legs in the closet.
Because so if you guys remember, this is the one where they pass by a closet and they're like legs, like ghost legs in the closet because it only there's like a door, so it only shows like the legs area. But we were just like, oh my god, the ghost legs were her legs all along.
They were her legs into the future.
They didn't... That was my prediction.
It was.
As a joke.
Yeah. And then,
But,
of course, they
like-
said she lost her legs.
But because they said that she was hit by a train, and I was like, those were her legs.
Oh, you gotta love it. Yeah.
But they didn't say that. They just said there was a ghost
Of course
following
not.
her around, and
Yeah.
the ghost is what pushed her into the train or something. I don't know.
Sure. I was more enamored about that being her legs. So
That would have been the interesting
that would have
one.
been fucking great.
Where the
dude.
ghost of her
Yes.
legs came from the future to warn her or something. But
Yes.
I don't.
I don't know.
But
don't know.
I mean that's obviously that's the dumber idea, but
Of
it's also
course.
the more interesting
Of
one.
course it is. Of course. Yeah. And then we got an update on the carbon dioxide.
Oh my
where
god!
They show the same
If
fucking
I
thing again.
All right, Doki, if I have to watch this fucking carbon dioxide car suicide scene one more time,
Because this is our third
I swear
time.
to God,
Our third time.
I'm gonna quit. 'Cause
Come on, Doki.
no, this isn't our
/JH.
third time because we watched an entirely different series, not for our show, just to be like, oh, I think it was that Not Found show that now I was looking through and I was like, oh fuck, what are we going to do after this?
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, we could do Demon Files, but I think it's only 3 or 4 seasons, so like, what would be the special after that? And I'm pretty sure the special we've got set up for after Demon Files, as far as our found footage ones, I'm pretty sure it's not found out of just not having anything else.
Right. We'll come up with something else.
What is that sound? Oh, you're...
Sorry, I did.
It really is. It's popping up on the mic.
I'm gonna throw it away.
Because I kept seeing it on the mic, and I was like, what the fuck is that sound, dude? God damn it. That's okay. We'll do it the way we did. We'll do it the way I did last time. It's just gonna take me like fucking hour and a half to edit it.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. We're
Sorry about how bad our audio is all the time. For some
know.
reason, my computer never wants to work properly.
I don't know why.
It's just like, audio dropped out.
I don't know how. I have no idea.
That's basically what that
Is that what that was?
It's literally like, we dropped audio.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's like I like that pen going back and forth. You cannot do that anymore. No.
You overloaded it with
I did. Sure.
It definitely wasn't me holding it up to it.
Never. Yeah,
No,
so we
if I
have
to see these
another
stupid
carbon
ass people
dioxide.
in the stupid fucking car again.
stupid
I'm gonna
red
be
car.
pissed because they've shown this in 3 episodes of this series so far, and they repeat that video every single time because it's an update. Then we also had to watch it in that fucking Not Found show. Why?
Be patient.
I'm not patient enough because this is bullshit. There's no excuse for this.
It must be the carbon dioxide update.
It must be ghosts haunting us.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we had to watch this again and again and again.
Yeah.
And it is so bad.
It's boring and I hate it.
Yes.
And it's also suicide, so it's depressing.
Yes, it's
it takes
horrible.
a mental toll on
It
us,
does.
man.
It does.
But like we're here to talk about this show.
Yeah.
Because we want to bring you weird shit.
Yeah.
That
This is very
that was
weird shit.
Literally when we came up with the concept for B Views, we're like, all right, well, what kind of movies do we want to talk about? And I said, things that nobody has heard of.
Or things that nobody really wants to watch.
Things that nobody wants to watch or nobody has watched.
Right.
And nobody's... Okay, we're... I don't know what the fuck to do.
I think we should just go off the camera.
I can't. We can't. Because we lose viewers from it. People hate it. I'm going to try restarting the program. Because I don't know what else to do. But people like always dislike our videos whenever we do off the camera audio, and the camera is so far away right now.
I know.
It's probably not picking us up properly.
Right.
So we're just going to restart Audacity.
Yeah, just be patient with this worst produced show on the internet.
Oh, if there's anything the internet is known for, it's being fucking patient.
Oh, yes.
They've already left. It's fine.
It's alright.
The video's done. Hello, everybody. We're back.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yeah,
and this is going to be so fucked up for the uncut version. Because in the edited version, I would remove things like me doing that. But it's in uncut, we don't do that.
We don't do edited anymore, anybody.
I do. It's just, it takes like
40
hours to edit a video.
I know.
I don't have the time.
We need to get an editor
to edit videos. Yeah, if we're going to do the edited videos, we need to get an editor.
Yeah.
And we'd have to pay an editor, and I don't have money to pay an editor. I don't either. Because they usually ask for like $40 an hour or something, apparently. Oh. Yeah, every artist except for us requires that they be paid to do work.
Oh, okay. All right.
It turns out, because like I went to the guy about getting our logo done, and they said it's going to be $600, and I said that's insane. There's no way I could come up with that amount of money. Yeah. And they said, well, what, do you think artists don't deserve to get paid for their work? And I said, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't make enough money for that.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So,
yeah, so back to carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the update for this one is basically Alright, so we had a previous update that was like, oh, we found the girl in the thing.
Yep.
Like, we found that girl. And they're like, alright, we found the girl. She's been sighted at another suicide spot, but then disappeared from that one.
Sure.
So, we've got this girl who's apparently just going around and, like, helping people commit suicide.
Sure.
Then this one is that guy being like, they found a guy who was like, oh, I know who that girl is. That girl was my girlfriend, but she just kind of disappeared. She was like obsessed with suicide all the time. And she disappeared, and I don't know where she is. And it said he still waits for her to come home. and then it ended, and I was like, wow, that was a really shitty update.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
But we got the mail slot update, which mail slot is
I like that
a dumb small one that was pretty cool.
I like that one.
Easily filmed. Like there are a few of these where I'm like, oh man, I don't know how they did that special effect. This is literally just someone painted black and sitting behind a hole in the wall.
Yeah. Because that supposedly caused another dimension.
Yeah, because it's the vortex thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the person is painted black because in Japan and a couple of other like Southeast Asian horror movies I've seen, they always like have ghosts that are black.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know why that is, but it's probably just a cultural thing.
Could be.
But I could see it because like the whole idea of like shadow people and stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there isn't much of an update besides they tore down the apartment.
Yeah, the update said
they tore down the building.
They went to go to the building and check it out, and the building was torn down. It's gone now.
I mean, it was a shithole. I mean, why keep it?
And there was some stuff about, like, someone said that a woman had been murdered in that building.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Nothing important.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of an update.
No.
I think they just didn't have enough content for these first 3 episodes, maybe.
No, they really didn't have enough for the season.
No.
I mean, because the first 3 out of 9 were updates.
The first third of this was updates. Yeah. Including the Cursed Power Spot one.
I know, I liked that one originally.
I
because that was the one with the cool head of the goat or whatever it was with the protruding horn out of the skull.
Yeah.
And then you have that lady with her horrid seizure and
that was it was like a cool one. It was something I liked it.
It was different. It was different.
It kind of read like a mini found footage horror film.
Yep.
Like a clip you would see on VHS or something.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it even gives you like lore.
Yeah.
You know, they give you kind of background history of the actual deity or whatever the demon is.
Yeah, it's a creature that I don't remember the name of.
Hodor or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically got a human head
Yeah.
with horns and then like the body of a horse or a cow or something.
Yep.
And it can predict the future, but then it dies after it predicts the future.
Sure.
I love some of this folklore shit just because it's like the way they describe it in the show is crazy.
Right.
Because they're like, it predicts the future with incredible accuracy, but dies shortly after.
Right.
And it's like, well, then don't predict the future.
I know.
Maybe don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe that's what a lot of the folklores are about, or
Could
about
be.
people having to like convince it to predict the future or something.
Could be.
I don't know.
I mean, it really doesn't go into much detail. Once again, just like, you know, the other one.
Yeah.
Mail slot. So, you know, it's just
I don't
content.
remember the update for this one.
No, I mean, it just is that it's more of a future teller. I don't know what happened. I can't remember what happened to Lady.
Oh, that's right, because they found out that a bunch of the people who were being involved with, because the lady said, don't investigate into it, and then Forbidden found that their camera people who worked on it started getting injured.
Shocker.
Because they were looking into it, and the lady
Shocker.
was telling them not to look into it.
Just completely shocking. Somebody else got hurt.
Yep.
That's what happens a lot.
People get hurt in this show.
Production gets hurt. Camera people get hurt.
Let me tell you
videographers
what.
get hurt.
No camera crew has been in as much danger as the paranormal surveillance camera crew.
Yep. Stay away from them.
I'm pretty sure all of those people ended up possessed at some point.
They did. They did.
Possessed or attacked or something.
Yep.
Or like has to eat exorcism food or I don't know. Just crazy shit.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we got the last one of the updates. It's the abandoned tunnel.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what this update was.
Well, basically, is that she still hears the voices after several years later.
And the other girl died.
Of course she did.
Yep. And the director died, too.
Yep.
Once again, everyone's dying.
Everybody dies. Yeah. And then we got, once again, you know, obviously trigger warning. We got Kill Me. That's literally what the episode is called, is Kill Me. And it is probably the worst CGI I've ever seen.
I don't know if it's even CGI. I'm pretty sure what they did...
I don't know if it's like a point and click or...
What they did was it's this image of... Like, they said it was while filming for...
they were doing some type of, like...
A documentary about, like...
some type of wind power or something.
It was about global warming and pollution or something,
Something like that.
And...
Really doesn't matter.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was fucking awful. Oh, we were laughing.
They used one of my favorite effects, which is one that we saw when we watched that episode of Not Found, or Demon Files, or whatever the fuck we watched.
I can't even keep track on how much we've watched so far.
We've watched a little bit, but most of what we've watched for the show.
Yeah.
And basically basically they do this effect where they take video of somebody walking.
Yep.
They put it on top of or someone either walking or standing, because the other one was like very much just kind of like a still image.
Yep.
Because the other one was someone jumping off of a bridge. And what they do is you can clearly see they do like a outline around the person moving or standing, and they just record it. They hit record and then they drag and drop it.
Yeah.
And they just...
Yep. And that's literally what it was.
Yep.
Because the guy was like video, you know, obviously.
He's going like...
Panning the camera, and then he sees this lady.
The thing that struck me first about this was how large the lady is in comparison to the building.
Yeah.
Because if they were seeing her from like as far away as it seems like they are, she looks like she takes up a good quarter of the roof of this building.
Yep. She's like Yao Ming size.
Yeah, well, she would if she was laying down, she would be going across like half of the fucking roof.
Yeah. Pretty tall.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
So the dimensions don't really match up. Everything about it looks fucking weird.
Yep.
And I guess that makes it look a little creepier, but it's also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like your brain looks at it and you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. At all. And that's okay.
But it's supposed to be the ghost of someone who was killing themselves and then like...
And it was somebody from previous is what they later in the episode said.
What do you mean?
It was somebody like for like decades ago.
Yeah, it was a ghost.
Yeah.
It was a ghost of someone who jumped off the building.
Right.
But she didn't die immediately.
I know. Yeah, that was sad. That was kind of sad.
Well, if you look at the building, it doesn't make sense because, like, you would just... If you fell off the top of that building, you would be dead.
Right. Well, who was that body that they found now? What was that body?
Body?
Yeah, remember they found it on the street?
They found a guy.
Yeah, I know that, but the other person who captured or chased after him.
Mike, that was the ghost.
All right.
Because
I was just making sure.
Because remember, they said there was evidence that she moved around afterwards. Like she got places.
Yeah.
She jumped off of this skyscraper building, and then she had places to be.
Sure. Fantastic. I mean, it's okay. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's pretty funny because it's so lame.
Like, it looks really bad.
It is so bad.
And that's
really saying something about these series because it looks that bad.
All right. So these series, if you've been watching our show, you know that these series are well known for their sketchy,
just
CGI, cheap effects,
right,
and their weird outlines.
Correct.
Because this series hasn't done it. This series is known for mosaics.
Yeah.
PSC is known for its outlines, and I think that's what makes it endearing rather than annoying.
Yeah.
Is like, in this one, everything is mosaiced out. We get more of those scenes in this season where someone is walking down the street and everything except for like the little box around them is mosaiced.
Yes. And for people that don't know mosaic, does that mean they're blurred out?
Yeah, but it's a specific kind of blurred out.
Yeah.
Like it's where they pixelate it.
Yeah.
Like they take pixels and move pixels around.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'll post I have this effect on Filmora, so I can put it somewhere on us or somewhere.
Yeah, on Voorhees
to show people.
Yeah, so I mean that was the gist of it. I mean, because it was pretty lame.
It was bad.
Blackness, we got Blackness from that episode.
Blackness was cool.
I liked it because the guy was very, very tall.
Here's the thing: this is very clearly staged.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like it looks pretty CGI when the hands come out of the wall and rip him into the wall.
Once again, it looked pretty bad.
But here's the thing: is I'm like, it's very clearly fake. I don't know how they did it, and I want to know.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Because, like, it looks good.
Yep.
There must have been, like, a door or, like,
no idea.
There must have been something that they, like, pulled, that he, like, got pulled by someone into.
Right.
Like, maybe someone in a green suit or something.
Could be.
Or a bunch of people in green suits.
Could be. Yeah, because there was, like,
500 hands? There were tons of hands.
I know there was a lot of hands.
He gets, like, ripped in there by hands.
Yeah. It was like some security guy, too.
Yeah.
He was, like, patrolling the area. Inside of a building.
It's basically just footage of a security guy patrolling the area. He looks at the ground, he finds a wig, and he's like, whoa, what's this wig doing here? And then he, like, starts looking at the wall, and then he gets pulled into the wall. And his hat gets left behind and, like, spins around on the ground a little bit. It's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
And it was the way it looks too. It was just so fucking funny because it caught us off guard. I made a joke about like, oh, and then the wall eats him or something, and like, and then he did, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't expect that from this show.
It's classic.
Yep,
classic. And then obviously the guy that they're interviewing, it was supposed to be him.
It was supposed to be him.
Yeah. And then they covered it up and. The guy didn't have a family, and
he lived in a company apartment.
Yep.
Are you gonna say it was sad? He doesn't exist, Mike. This isn't a real person.
I know. All right, then we have the voice of Discord.
Oh, two girls go camping and one of them ends up with a worm in her ear.
Earworm lady.
A literal earworm.
Yeah, because they show like an MRI because she heard like hissing and like.
Yeah, she kept hearing hissing.
Yeah, because she thought it was like a snake or something like that, but it was.
But it was actually a worm.
A worm that was inside of her ear.
Was inside of her head.
Yes.
And she had to have surgery to get it removed.
Yes, because they showed the MRI and it's like, hey, there's a little squiggly in there.
They kept calling it a shadow, and I was like, that's not a shadow.
No.
At that point.
No. And so they pan it out, and it kind of looked like an eyeball at first, but then they pan it out. It's like, there's a worm.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, it was the earworm screaming. And it's like, they don't have any vocal cords.
They were like, maybe it was the worm screaming, but they don't have vocal cords.
I got a good laugh.
Like those are both things those are both things that are said in this episode.
Yeah.
We're not making a joke about that.
No.
They just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, I think this and handprints are the two on this episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like handprints. I like that one.
Handprints at least had an interesting effect in it.
Yeah.
It's not one of the ones that's like, I'm not 100% sure how they did it.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Like, because you can just CGI handprints onto things.
Sure.
It's not a difficult thing, probably.
I thought it was kind of cool when they had the blackout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. And then they had handprints on it.
It was all black.
I know. But that kind of adds to the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he had it on his back.
Yeah. And then he turns around and the handprints are on his back.
And then he points.
The way it does is like there's a blackout and then like she looks out a window and then you just see like handprints going across the window like that.
Right.
And it's something I think I've seen in like a haunted house movie somewhere or something.
Yeah.
But like it's a cool idea and it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool episode. Cool idea for the episode.
It's not bad. And then they go back to his house and
I guess I should also mention that like in the earworm episode she also saw like the ghost of somebody who hung themselves.
Yes, that too.
Because apparently someone killed themselves at the campsite, but then like there was a worm in her head, and that's what was causing the hissing.
I guess.
But she also described the sound that she was hearing as like the creaking of rope.
Yes. Yes. Sure.
I don't know. I don't know what any of that. I don't know what they were trying to tell us.
I don't know.
Usually there's like an end goal.
Yeah.
You know.
There is not an end goal here.
Where usually the end goal
it was a stupid, terrible sight.
Is to tell you that there was a ghost.
Sure.
Right?
And that didn't mean, that meant nothing because they just focused on the earworm.
Yeah, and like they didn't tie the worm back to the suicide or the ghost.
That's what I'm calling it, an earthworm from now on, by the way, is an earworm.
They called it a giant earthworm.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, obviously going back to the handprints.
Yeah, I mean,
they go back to his apartment and he doesn't want to move and what do you do?
And he gets angry because they try and open a window or something, right?
Yeah. Anyways, we got one of our favorite ones, Attic.
Attic, yeah.
I like Attic. Cool. That was a
that
cool
should have been
fact.
The finale.
That should have been. That was really
Everything in all of the scares in Attic were really good.
I like that. I like that segment. That was a good one.
So basically, the concept behind this one is this person's brother disappeared.
Yep.
And they brought in 5 tapes labeled part 3 through 7 to our people. And basically what all of these tapes are documenting is a ghost hunt that happened in this house.
Yep.
And all of the people involved in the ghost hunt have disappeared.
Yep.
We don't find that out until later.
Nope.
But there's a medium, a director, some camera people... A bunch of characters. I couldn't fully tell all of them apart because they're all fucking mosaic.
Yeah, I know. Everything is.
Yep.
So, I mean, they do an investigation and then they see... What do they see first that leads them up to the attic?
First, the first thing that happens is like they have an idol. I think they said an idol is like the host.
Yeah.
So it's like an idol with all these ghost hunters.
Okay.
And she is in a room alone while the medium is having like a freak out moment.
Oh yes,
He's
That's right. That's where she sees the hands.
Bunch. And then like you also see like a head in the video.
Yep.
But she says a hand reached out of the
Right.
closet at her.
Right.
And in the video you see like a ring woman coming. You see like Sadako coming out of the fucking closet.
Right.
And it's like, oh man, cool shit.
Right.
Then you get then the next one is they hear a sound from the attic.
Mm-hmm.
So they go up into the attic and there's the coolest effect.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look CGI. No. So I want to know how they did it.
I don't know.
And what is happening is there is a soccer ball bouncing and then getting caught and then bounced repeatedly. And all you see is just a soccer ball hitting the ground, bouncing and like hovering for a second. And it literally like looks like if you did like that.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It was very cool. Yeah. Maybe they just had someone in a green suit and they just like CGI'd the person out.
Could be.
Or something.
Who knows? Well, like I said, we'll never
I'm
know.
literally just like spitballing at stuff and like that's actually how it was.
That could be. I mean, we could always ask.
It just looks good.
We could always ask Doki on Facebook.
Yeah, we could. Well, Doki didn't make it. They're just distributing it to American audiences.
I know. Yeah.
Let's be clear. Go get Doki and watch this.
Yeah.
You can watch this on Doki.
Right.
They sent us stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we got it right here. John even got a shirt.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, the shirts don't fit any of us.
I know.
I have a bunch of women's shirts, too. They kind of just sent us a bunch of random shit.
That's
but
right.
It's
hey,
fine.
we got something. That's all that matters.
Hey, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they go back down, and then they come back up again, and then a ghost is hugging the brother.
Yeah, or it's not the brother.
I don't know.
Because he says he doesn't know if his brother was at that house or not.
Right.
But he said he has a feeling that his brother went up into that attic.
Right. Which, yeah, but I really like that effect with the soccer ball.
I thought the effect of the woman like hugging on the guy was pretty cool too because that dude was up on a ladder.
I know. It was really cool. Yeah. It was a cool segment.
Yeah, it looked good, and
it's probably one of the best ones that we've had.
Yeah, because there's so much going on in that moment.
Yeah.
That like you're still kind of like riding high from that scare because what happens is like you see the ball bouncing up in the attic and then he comes down and they're like, oh, what was it? And then like the ball falls to the ground and they're like, yeah, and they say some stuff and then all of a sudden the prayer beads explode on the medium and then somebody else goes up the ladder to look and then when the camera pans up to look at him, the woman is like hugging him and you're just like, holy fuck, it's like a very 1-2 punch of things. All of this happens over a period of 3 minutes and usually movies that do this get exhausting but because we know that this is like this is the money shot basically and like this is the final shot that we all want to see. In these videos, there's always like there has to be a build up, and then you have to see the thing that's supposed to prove to you that ghosts exist. Right. And this is that moment.
It is.
And it is so good.
It is good.
So well done.
It is good. And it's shocking it's this good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I think you would get this more in PSC.
Yeah.
But Raw and Forbidden. You really don't get this.
No.
You really don't.
Blackness also gave me PSC vibes.
Oh, it did. It did because it was more surveillance camera.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like Kano.
Yeah.
It was more surveillance.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing a camera. Right. Yeah, so then we got Mask. That was okay.
I don't care.
It's about an idol that gets burned with
bad CGI fire.
Her putting on some rando mask.
She puts on a no mask
because the director told her to.
Yeah, and it was apparently the director found it in a closet.
I guess.
Which I don't know why the fucking director was going through his family's closet.
Right, why would you?
Also, this show sounds like the worst show ever. Because the way they described this show is that it used to be a show or it's a segment where they would have like a counselor go and help people with their problems.
Yep.
But instead, it somehow changed into a comedy segment.
I guess.
So now instead of a counselor, they have idols go.
I guess.
And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know.
First off, I want to know how a serious segment about helping people somehow transformed into a comedy segment.
I have no idea.
Because what the fuck happened to do that?
We don't care.
No, I was more fascinated with the background of all of this than what was happening in the episode. Because basically, if you boil this segment down, an idol puts on a no mask, the no mask catches on fire, and then burns her face.
Whoop-de-doo.
And this is half of the episode.
Half of the episode.
It's about
literally half
12 minutes long.
And it's about this...
Actually, what's the next segment after this one?
Dragged Away. That was the one with the car.
That one's alright.
No.
No. It was better than Mask.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, it was just the concept. It was so weird. I mean, you have this rando with, like, cookies to this older, like, 28-year-old guy.
Well, they kept saying it was her son who was living with them, and for some reason I assumed it was a teenager.
Yeah.
I think it's because they were like, oh yeah, and he refused to come out of his room and stuff, and you were like, well, if he's a teenager, that's pretty normal.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you don't want to get out of your room. You just want to, just veg in your room.
And then I guess I assumed he was a teenager because of that, but apparently he's like a 20-something who lives with his parents, which is whatever.
Who cares? I mean, I don't even know why. Why were they even there?
Because, remember, the show is about helping viewers with problems, and her problem is that her son doesn't leave his room.
I see.
And never talks to people.
I see. Okay.
And he doesn't work or anything.
Okay. All right. Anyways, on to Dragged Away. Mask sucks. I mean, it does, because this person put on that mask and that horrible CGI of that
they do like
flame,
a
like these flickers or sparks or.
But like they like turned the opacity down.
Right.
Really.
When
far
they did it when they did the replay. They did not do that originally.
I can't tell if they did or not because I could barely see it in the replay.
I know.
The only thing I saw in the replay was they had like little ember effects coming off when she was off screen.
It was horrible. And now she's working at her father's factory.
Yep, her face is burned.
Yeah. Anyways, on a Dragged Away. These guys want to get chicks, and they go to an abandoned factory or a factory.
I think they get lost.
And then...
Because they were looking... Okay, this is the weirdest concept I've ever heard. And if you've ever done this, you're creepy and weird. Don't do this.
Please don't watch these videos.
Please stop watching our videos if you do this.
Yeah, I don't want that.
These guys... the one dude gets a new car, and he decides, hey guys, I got a new car. Let's go pick up chicks.
So he wants to go pick up prostitutes?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
The way he describes it is they're going to we leave after the last train has already left the station. That way we can go and pick up girls and bring them home. In case any girls that miss the train. So like we can go pick up girls that miss the train to bring them home.
Sure.
This is a weird thing to do, and don't do this.
No.
Because any girl in her right mind is not gonna get in a car with you because they're gonna think you're fucking creepy, man.
You are creepy, man.
Because you are creepy.
I don't give a fuck if you think you are. You are.
Even if you have the best intentions.
Yeah, you're a fucking
with
weirdo.
this, they are going to assume you are a weirdo creep and not go with you.
Why would they?
Because anyone in their right mind will reject you doing this.
Oh my god.
So don't do this.
No.
Don't do this.
Please don't.
Do not do this. This is a bad thing to do.
And if you're even thinking about doing this, turn this off. I do not want you to finish this video.
I can't imagine in my brain why you would be like, yeah, this seems like a good idea. I'm totally not going to get arrested for this. Because, like, if a cop sees you doing this, they're going to arrest you.
Right.
Because this is suspicious as shit.
Yeah. So what are you wanting to do? Are you going to pick up a drunk chick?
I don't know.
And what are you going to do with them?
Oh, I assume they're just, like, girls who missed the train.
Who missed the train, who may be intoxicated.
It might be drunk girls. Who knows?
Wow. These guys deserve what they got.
Oh, at least the one guy's too afraid to get in cars anymore.
I know you were saying that you thought he was going to get hit by the car.
Well, because they did this.
I know.
They did that. It's a stereotype in American cinema now.
Yeah.
Where if someone is crossing the road and they switch into a wide shot, that person is about to get hit by a car.
Yes.
Because you don't. And also the fact that he was just like, I don't know. He was just. There was a crosswalk right there, and he just. Instead of going through the crosswalk, crossing the street through a crosswalk like a normal person, he just walked straight through the intersection.
Yeah, he just got across the street. Anyways, they find this accident.
They see an accident. A guy hit a girl,
and the guy is in the backseat, and then it's supposed to be a ghost.
The guy gets out, and he brings the guy into the back seat and calls an ambulance. Mm-hmm. The girl is like
dead.
They say she's dead.
Yep. But she rose up like the Undertaker.
At one point, you see a ghost in the back seat. Yep. At one point, like, they all get out and to go and, like, see if the girl needs help. And then the car, like, takes off by itself and rams into a wall.
So much for your new car.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Douche.
Dick faces.
I mean, that's the gist of it. And then she gets up, and then nothing happens after that.
Yeah, they have a clip of her sitting up like the Undertaker, even though she was already dead on the scene.
They do it like this, and then they just switch it around, and then they just show her upright. And that's it.
This is a thing that
I don't understand why it's called Dragged Away. I don't understand why it's called Dragged Away, because he helped up the old man, or the man who...
I figured it was because the ghost took control of the car and
dragged away the car. Oh, I thought it meant a human. Okay. Anyway,
but really, I would say it would be better if it was drove away or drive away, because the ghost drove the car into a wall.
Right.
I mean, in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Cool. Great. Horrible episode.
It was alright.
This is the worst episode by far.
I at least thought that one was at least a more interesting story than the masked one.
All right, we got the woman in the abandoned building. What did you say the episode should have been?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the lady that was in that abandoned building when they're investigating.
Oh, I think I said the episode should be called "You Should Die."
Yeah,
because they catch a voice that says "You should die."
Yeah, and that's literally half of the segment is them transcribing that. Yeah, that audio.
Yeah,
and it's a lady in like the background.
This episode.
They start really dragging at the end
because this segment is this entire episode.
Yes.
This one's kind of dumb. It's, well, not dumb, dull.
No, this is not the only one in that episode.
It's not?
You got Mirror.
Mirror it's a full episode, I thought.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh. Because I know Hide and Seek is its own episode.
Yeah, it is. I think these last are 3 episodes.
It doesn't really matter. Because that's the that's the gist of the abandoned building, lady.
Well, basically the idea is that they were going to film a horror movie and they were just doing location scout. That's why they had the camera on.
Whoop-de-doo.
And they just found a lady hiding in different scenes of this video.
Who gives a fuck?
And,
nobody cares.
Apparently, a bunch of people.
And what do you know? A bunch of people got hurt. Died. A bunch of people got hurt or they died.
Everybody involved in the shoot died. So the movie got canceled. Yeah. And
or the actress got in an accident.
The actress was in an accident. The director was in an accident. The assistant, the AD fucking died.
And that's the gist of it.
And then there was a voice at the end of the video that said you should die after they cleaned it up. It's
awesome.
like, great, awesome,
done,
whatever.
bye, see ya. All right, we got Mirror.
Mirror's cool.
Yeah. What I don't understand is that they were having a good time, but why were they filming each other?
You know, this seems like
that?
the worst party.
Who the fuck does that?
But
who goes to a party and gets video recorded like that?
my question was, like, who... Okay, so they described what they were doing as a drinking party.
Sure.
But, like, all they were doing was sitting around in a circle and drinking and filming each other.
Sure. I mean,
Which feels like a weird thing to do.
To each their own, but that's kind of fucking odd, but whatever.
And look, it feels like a weird thing to do, but what the fuck do I know, right?
I know. We don't go to drinking parties, so we don't know.
And all the drinking parties I have seen, usually people are like dancing or like...
Or listening to music or
But it was
jamming
literally like three guys in a quiet room.
Yeah.
And they keep being like, oh, fuck, we have to be quiet because it's 2 a.m. And I'm like, Jesus, this is the worst fucking party.
Yeah, great. Much rather have a LAN party. Leave me alone.
Sitting around and drinking.
Yeah. And then we got, and then they have the doorbell ring.
Oh, yeah, the doorbell rang at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
And nobody was there, and then it rang again.
Yep.
And then they were looking around, and then they seen the mirror.
Well, in the second one, when he opened the door across the hallway was open.
Yeah.
And that room's supposed to be vacant.
Yeah.
Yep.
What to do. And then, obviously, they were reviewing the footage.
And then when they were reviewing the footage, they were like, oh my god, there's something in your mirror.
Yeah.
There's a ghost in your mirror. And then finally, they showed it to the friend F, who lives in the apartment.
Friend F.
And friend F says, I don't own a mirror like that. It's a ghost mirror.
A ghost mirror of a ghost.
With a ghost in it. Also, then friend F disappeared because
he didn't want to go back to the apartment.
Ghosts.
And you cannot...
Every time someone disappears or dies, it's a ghost.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if he died, but I just know he didn't go back to the apartment.
He got dragged into that mirror. He lives in that mirror now.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that's the gist of Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad.
I mean, it's a cool idea.
It wasn't bad. Then we got the finale, Hide and Seek.
All right. We have a game for you guys.
Did you write it down?
No.
Oh, John.
Well, I didn't... I was struggling with the rules for this one. They don't...
No.
They didn't
list
out the rules.
Because it happens at 3 a.m., right?
Yep, at 3 a.m.
Sure.
So, solo hide and seek.
Yep.
It's a game, and apparently it's very popular. So, you can maybe find the rules for it online. They say that the rules that they were playing with were edited rules that were made to curse somebody to death.
That's awesome.
Instead of necromancy, because apparently usually it's necromancy.
Sure.
Which, I guess is not the kind of necromancy you usually think of. Because I'm pretty sure it's just some kind of ghost summoning ritual.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess technically that's a form of necromancy, but like, god damn, you don't usually call it that.
No.
But I am from now on.
Sure.
It's Ouija board and other necromantic arts.
Yes. Necromantic arts. Fantastic. All right, so the rules, I think, are
you have to start at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. You have to have a...
You're supposed to be
fuzzy
alone.
TV.
Yeah, you have to have a staticky TV.
Yeah, and you do, obviously, like hide and seek.
Oh, you have to have a doll.
Yeah, a doll.
And you have to remove all the stuffing from the doll and replace the stuffing with rice.
Sure.
It seems like it can be any kind of rice.
Could be.
They seem to be using white sushi rice.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm sure that'll work.
Yeah.
I think they said the doll has to be in salt water, right?
Sure. Yep.
Yep. And these are kind of cobbled together based on random things that they say. Because PSC was very good about explaining to you exactly how to do rituals.
Over and over again.
Forbidden is not as good at that.
No. Nope.
So, you know.
Nope.
But apparently this can be changed and gets different results when changed. So, you know, do whatever you want.
It very well could be.
Because the girl in the video gets... Because they say like an incantation over the doll, and it doesn't say you have to do that, but that's just the thing that they do. And they say like, "You're it, Rie, you're it, Rie, you're it, Rie," or something.
4 times.
They say that 4 times.
4 times. Yeah, and then they do that, and then they stab it.
Well, they go and they hide.
Yep.
And then they go back,
Yep.
and then they stab it.
And then they basically say that person that they wanted to.
Yeah,
attack.
she said.
Yoshiba or something.
Yoshino or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And they say that she's cursed.
Sure.
Or something.
Sure.
On the thing, they're trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Like on the forum, that when they go there, they see that name.
Mm-hmm.
But at first I was like, who the fuck is that?
I have no idea. No idea. I thought it was the other person that they were with.
And then she stabs the doll and says like, Mushino's it, and like it's the other person who's with her, and then they go in there and they both go and hide in the closet, and then like they're hiding in the closet and you're looking out the thing and you see Rie crawling across the fucking floor.
That's cool.
And then looks over at the closet and then she like freaks out and looks, and Rie was originally in the went into the closet with her, but when they show who's in the closet with her, it's the doll.
Oh my gosh.
Try it at home, kids.
Yeah. That sounds like a great
do rituals.
Yeah. Bloody Mary. There you go. Candyman. Fun.
No, do solo hide and seek with your friends.
Yeah,
do that. Yeah.
Go ahead. Have fun with that.
I'm pretty sure that'll be a fun one.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that one seems a little more interactive, honestly, than other ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. I would say buy a doll specifically for this, because like you are going to have to cut open the doll and then replace its innards with rice, and then sew it back together with red thread.
Right.
They didn't say it has to be red thread, but usually in Japanese stuff they always say you have to do it with red thread.
Sure.
So sew it together with red thread.
Sure, go ahead. And then obviously at the end she received a package, and it was the doll.
Yeah, she received a package, and the package was the doll.
Yes, and what did it say? Will you end it or something like that?
It said like something like "end it already" or something.
Something like that. Some of those type of terms. Yep, but that's it. That's forbidden.
Yeah, guys, that's forbidden.
Yep, that's it.
Since it's a special episode, we just kind of go through everything.
Yeah, we don't do themes.
Honestly, this is, I think this might have been the best season
of Raw.
Oh,
yeah. I think so.
So far?
Yeah.
They had more highs than lows.
I thought, obviously, with the 9 episodes, they could have obviously done a little bit more.
The lows were higher in this season than in
really you only get 5
seasons.
episodes. Really 5.
6.
5.
No, there were 3 update episodes.
Yeah.
And then 9 episodes total, so 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Although hide and seek is 17 minutes long.
It is. It's very short. It's a pretty shitty season finale.
It's bad as a season finale. It's pretty fun as an episode. It's not going. Look, solo hide and seek isn't going to take off like the famous elevator game that we had.
I know.
But hey, it's something.
It is.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Like we've been getting a lot more views. If you want to do solo hide and seek, I'll post some kind of. In the description, I'm going to describe how to do it.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be in the description. Yeah.
Description tells you how to do solo hide and seek, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, but that's all.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
So until
thanks for sticking around, everybody, with the audio issues, but that's fine. It happens.
One day we'll do an edited version of this episode.
We will do it. Hopefully, when we hit the jackpot or something, we can get edited videos. Of all of our videos.
You know, I talked to a guy who kind of knows some editing. So, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'd maybe be willing to. Maybe I could find."
We still got to pay somebody.
Yeah,
But we're not going to do it for free. That's just...
he might agree to do it for free.
It's going to be quality.
But I'm pretty sure he was like, yeah, I'll be... If I can be on the episodes. I was just like, oh, yeah, it's a funny guy.
Yeah, very cool.
He lives by us. Did you stop it?
No. I didn't do nothing.
Weird.
I don't know. Cool. Well, that's the end. Thanks, everybody.
That's the end. Bye.
Yep. Have a good one, everybody.
Woo!
Hope you're vaccinated. Bye.
Yeah.